Hi, I'm David Rice with Weber Basin Water Conservancy District. We're here at our main administrative facility located in Layton. On this site, we have our main administrative offices, we have our Water Education and Research Center, we have one of 3 large water treatment plants, and we have, of course, the Learning Garden. Today, I'll be taking you on a tour of the Learning Garden to show you and hopefully give you a little bit of perspective of what we have here to offer for the public in terms of how they can be effective with low water and water efficient landscaping. First, let me give you a really brief overview. The district, we provide water to about 700,000 people in 5 counties: Davis County, Weber County, Morgan, Summit, and Box Elder County. And with that water, it meets all the demands, including agriculture, commercial, industrial, residential indoor, and residential irrigation water. So with that, what we'll do is we'll take you section by section through the garden, show you some of the displays, and talk about all the various plants and things that we have to offer, with the hopes that you'll come back in person and get the full experience as you can in the future. So now we're here at our ground cover display. This is right in front of our main administrative office, kind of as the entrance to the garden. And this is an area that we wanted just to show small examples of alternatives to lawn in a landscape. So here we've got about 8 different varieties of plants, each of them a little different in characteristic and type and color and interest, but all of them showcasing something that could be on the ground in place of lawn. Now, lawn is an important part of the landscape, and we've got some turf plots I'm going to show you in a minute. But there are alternatives to lawn. They maintain a fairly uniform cover. They're green. Many of these even flower, and they use much less water than a traditional Kentucky bluegrass or cool season lawn. So here we are now at our lawn demonstration displays. So I'm standing here with 2, and I'll show you the other 2 in just a minute. But we've got a Shanshare Imperial Blue variety, and we've got a BioTurf Bio Blue variety. Now these are supposed to be low water bluegrass alternatives, but you can tell they have the traditional nice bluegrass appearance. They're a dark green texture or dark green color with a nice soft texture. Both of these are newly installed. Actually, all 4 of our turf plots are newly installed. Next season, we'll be tracking the water use. Each are sub-metered. We'll be tracking that water use and making it available for all visitors to see on our website, or people that are interested to know the different water demands of these types of lawns. This is all done with overhead spray irrigation. And then the 2 other types of lawn that we've got demonstrated here are buffalo grass and dog tough grass. Both of those are warm season varieties of turf, very different in appearance and color, more of a gray-green cast to them more than the traditional dark green, but use significantly less water compared to the Kentucky bluegrass or perennial rye or those other varieties of cool season grasses that are typical to our climate. But I should mention, regardless of what variety you use, we would encourage you to use lawn as a design element in the landscape, not just a default ground cover for the entire landscape. So now, here we are standing right here with our small mulch demonstration. Now, granted, there are many, many colors and textures and varieties of mulches that can be used on the ground. Here we've got 3 varieties of rock mulch colored in different crushed size and different texture, in addition to a few different colors of bark. And the important part with mulches is not necessarily what you use, but that a good mulch layer is applied, 2 to 3 inches is applied, and that mulch layer will help do a couple of things. It'll help reduce evaporation from the soil, helps moderate soil temperatures, and will reduce weed germination and growth rates. So the idea is that you can choose the mulch and texture and color of interest that you love and get the benefits regardless of what's on the surface. It does create a different feel and look depending on the material you choose, but mulches are a very important thing to low water landscapes. So here we are at our irrigation display. Now, irrigation is really the heart of everything we're trying to educate people about with the Learning Garden and with irrigation in general in a landscape. So all throughout the garden, irrigation is demonstrated, but because some of that's not visible, we've got a small irrigation display here that's interactive. So as users come, they can push a button and then various types of sprinkler heads will pop up and they can see the operation of those heads. And because it's on a concrete pad, they can visualize the spray pattern and see how uniform or see how those water droplets are being distributed. We've also got drip irrigation throughout the garden, and we don't have a formal display for that, but there are areas in the garden where people can visually see the different methods and types of drip irrigation and how they can be used in a landscape setting for both traditional plantings and raised beds for vegetables or other methods. I'm now standing in our front yard demonstration area. This is a very small scale residential front yard. As visitors come, they can use their imagination and think about, here's a house and they're on the street, and you can see the different types of groupings of plants that have been set up here. We've got a small intentionally designed turf area, but in this case we're actually showcasing one example of artificial grass, just as an option to reduce water and to make irrigation a little bit easier. Of course, we don't have to irrigate it. But in this area, we've got lots of different groupings of plants. It's all done with drip irrigation, and we want visitors to be able to take these ideas and translate them into their own yard. So here we are standing in front of what we call our backyard demonstration. And again, using your imagination, you're standing inside the home, looking into the backyard of a small residential landscape. And so once again, hopefully we're illustrating some principles where you can come, you can look at the groupings of plants, the types of plants, how they're grouped together. There is seasonal interest, so whenever you come, there should be something in bloom, something of interest, and you can come and take those ideas and apply them back into your own landscape. This yard, we've also done a demonstration of a different type, a different shade of artificial grass. The idea is that you as a consumer can become a little more educated of some of the options. It may not be suitable for everybody, it may not be suitable for every location, but it is another option, a different type, different color, and it does fit very well in a very small space that would be more difficult to irrigate otherwise. So here we are at our very low water demonstration in the garden. We've gone from bark mulch to a gravel mulch, and we've incorporated a lot of different types of plants that can tolerate water much less frequently than some of the other more traditional low water areas. And as we can illustrate here, we've got a cactus area, we've got a succulent area. This area actually happens to be on top of a large concrete water tank coming right out of our treatment plant. So the soils are not deep. There's a few challenges there, but all in all, we can demonstrate a very low water landscape right here, in an area that otherwise wouldn't be used, and we can showcase how you could do this same type of thing in various challenging spots that you may be addressing in your own yard. So this demonstration here is just a very small area with raised beds. And raised beds are primarily used for vegetable gardening. So, it's one area of the garden that's still water-wise, but vegetables need more water to be productive. So what we've done is tried to set up a few examples here of different types of drip irrigation that can be effectively used on raised bed gardens. So as you get into your own landscapes and you don't have a lot of space, you still want vegetable gardens, you don't have to flood irrigate those, spray irrigate them, you can do them very effectively with drip irrigation. So we wanted to demonstrate those things, even though this is a small scale, how you can be effective at home. So here we are now in what we refer to as our Localscape demonstration. Now the Localscapes is a principle-based concept that helps you as a homeowner be able to apply principles in your landscape that'll make it attractive, functional, and beautiful in addition to water-wise. So we've got a turf area that's designed turf. Its intention is to be small, to showcase that this turf has a usable function. It's a design element in a landscape. We've got pathways, we've got planter beds, and then the parts that we have a difficult showing are the activity zones, although we have a pergola, which could be a gathering space. All the principles are here, minus the toys that you might have in your yard, such as trampoline, swing sets, those kind of things. But if you come to the garden, you can see the different types of planting combinations. You can see, what we've done with irrigation, and you can hopefully visualize and take these principles back and to create a localscape for your yard. It's a landscape that will be suitable for our climate, plants suitable to grow in our soil conditions, and most importantly, watered effectively. Here we are standing at our park strip demonstration. This is just a very small sampling of the few options that could be done in a park strip to make it more water efficient. Now there are many options and all kinds of styles and tastes, but here we've got just a few small sections of different kinds of plants, different groupings that could help you maybe do something like this or something more effective in your park strip than trying to water lawn. They're beautiful. They also take much less water than a traditional lawn park strip would take. On the far west side of the garden is this terraced area, and not every landscape is flat. And so this is a great demonstration area for those that have slopes in their yard that don't know quite what to do. An area that can be terraced. We've tried to theme these areas with different kinds of plants that have different bloom times, different color schemes, both in the foliage and the flower, in addition to a meandering pathway. At the one side of this terraced area, there's also a little dedicated rose garden. So overall, showing people how to deal with the slope is one of the objectives of this area of the garden. So this concludes our garden tour. It's been a brief overview of some of the themed elements, some of the specific demonstrations that we have here in the garden to showcase water efficiency, attractive landscaping, plant selection, and hopefully give you as a viewer an idea of what's here that could be incorporated in your home landscape. So we would encourage and invite you to come and visit the garden. One thing I didn't point out necessarily as we were going through the garden is we've tried to label each of the plants, at least each type of plant, so that as you come, the plant is named. We've got some QR codes that can be scanned, linking over to a plant database that's a work in progress. As you come to the garden now, you'll notice some of the areas are new with various constructions. Some of the areas are new, some of the areas are more mature. But we do encourage you to come. Hope you've enjoyed this tour. We'll look forward to seeing you here in the garden.